that first feeling, you like, oh, man, I feel great.
After the first time Jihad Thomas tried heroin, he was hooked, his life in a downward spiral. Surrounded by barbed wire, he spent the last 20 years on and off behind bars. That's more than half of his life.
I started back, selling heroin because it was hard to find a job. So I know this is the easiest thing for me to get money, so let me start back doing this.
His latest arrest was in 2010 during a drug raid in Rolla. He was charged with possession of heroin with the intent to distribute. It happened within 2,000 feet of a school. He was ultimately sentenced to 10 years behind bars. According to the Missouri Department of Corrections, after his release, he'll be just one of the 15,400 people on parole and 34,600 on probation who need substance abuse treatment.
If I went to Rolla, St. Louis, anywhere you've been, and I said Jihad Thomas in there, would people know who you were? Were you a big dealer?
No, they would know who I am.
Why?
Because you said Jihad Thomas.
Because you're known by a different name. There. Are you willing to tell me what your name was on the street?
No.
No? You're not going back to it, though.
Yeah, but, okay, they called me D. It was an old name that I had, back in the days, D Money, but I just made it short for D.
Take a look at these mugshots from his multiple stints in prison, many of them a result of his heroin addiction. Instead of pictures from his son's football games or his daughter's birthday parties, Thomas has an array of mugshots. This one from 2005.
What was going on in his life?
Staying from house to house, doing anything I can to get high. Didn't care about, who I heard or anything, and stealing this and stealing that, and it was just really bad then.
If you could say something to the person you were in this picture, what would you say?
Wake up. Wake up. I was walking dead right there.
The imprisoned former Jefferson City heroin dealer we introduced to you Monday says we need to focus on the addict, not just the dealer.
You still can focus on the dealers of getting the drug off the street, but until you start getting people off the drug, it's not going to affect what's on the street. Somebody else going to step up. They're going to go find that drug. They're going to go find it. That's how addictive it is. It's a very addictive drug.
Thomas says educating the public on the deadly drug is imperative.
How can you tell me something that you don't ever experience?
But the right person has to do the talking. The right person, he says, is a dealer or an addict.
They're more in tune with you because you know what you're talking about. You didn't read about it, you didn't hear about it. You let them see firsthand. This is what it'll do to you. This is what's gonna happen. Ain't nothing good coming out of you using heroin.
Thomas says this time when he gets out of prison, it will be different because he's different. But given his past, many could argue his future looks bleak. Actions speak louder than words. He will get the chance to prove himself within the next 6 months.